Good morning. It's been a minute since I filmed. I'm gonna get ready for work while I film and kind of give you an update of what's going on. I've filmed this like 3 times already, but something happened recently, and so I'm gonna refilm. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. If you've never seen me before, hello, my name is Shelby Keaton. I am 34 years old. I live in Southwest Kansas. I am a history teacher. I am a first-time volleyball coach for JV. I'm a college student for going to school for psychology. And that's just a few things that has happened over the last year. So we'll just dive in. One of the biggest things, is that I did get married in June. People have been asking me if I legit got married or if we just domestic partners. We legit went and filed a marriage license. Not sure why people don't believe that. That's a weird thing to lie about, in my opinion. I know people do, but I am not one of them. We are legally married, and my name did change to Keaton. It's no longer Hernandez, which is weird in a good way because I've been a Hernandez since I was 21. So it took me a while to get used to being called Keaton, or it's Keaton, Keeton. I say Keaton, but that's my new name now. But yes, we did get legally married. A lot of people want me to talk about their story. No, my husband will not be on social media. He doesn't do social media. So he won't be in videos. So this story is wild even for me. He had noticed me when we were in high school. He's only 4 years older than me. And he's from a town not far from us. And he had seen me there, whatever. And then he graduated, because I would have been a freshman. He graduated and went and did his thing. And then when I graduated, I went to college. And then that's when I met my late husband. And then I moved to California and I lived there for 10 years. He was in a bad marriage, and but he had noticed that I was on the single scene again after I gave my time to grieve and, did what I had to do after my husband died, my first husband. And I was actively looking. I was dating and all that fun jazz, which wasn't fun, to be honest, because there's some real weirdos out here that pretends to be like, oh yeah, I'll give you the world, and then can't even provide anything. So I was about to give up, and he popped up, and he messaged me, and he was like, hey, can I come see you? And I was like, sure. I was kind of standoffish because of all of the stuff that I had been through on the dating scene. For 4 years now, I had been doing that on and off. So like, sure, why not? So he came out Memorial Weekend. We had met up before that, but he came out Memorial Weekend, and he was telling me this stuff. Like, he knows me very well. He knows my family. He knows people in town. He used to stay here in Johnson for a long time when I was in high school. He was telling me stories because I didn't realize that he was there. Like, I knew of him. Like, one of his best friends who's passed a while back, he would stay with him, and I would see him at the store. My husband, I would see him at the store. I would, casually just like know he was there, but I didn't know anything about him. And so fast forward, when he found out that I had moved back from California, in 2020, which I can't believe was 5 years ago, he was like, okay, but he didn't realize I was still married. My late husband was still alive at that point when I had moved back, because we were going to move back to LA. And so this was only temporary for me to stay in Johnson. And so then, obviously, fate had other plans. And unfortunately, my late husband passed away. So I never went back to California, and I won't ever go back to live. I'd visit, but I won't live there again. And so then, I gotta watch the time. Okay, and then, he was like, well, dang it, man. She's still involved, whatever. And then I took time to just heal from everything I was dealing with. So fast forward, and I'll do a more in-depth video on it. But fast forward, he had saw that I was single again and messaged me. He came out in May, and then literally from the time he came out in May, it was Memorial Weekend, we had just gotten out of school. From May until the end of June, 6 weeks, we were engaged and then married. It happened so fast. He was in a bad marriage. I had just gone through something pretty rough. And I don't believe in long engagements and all that stuff. And so we got married. And then he moved in with me because my roommate had moved back east. And then he had moved in with me in July. He's an auto mechanic, and so he's always helping other people. He's doing all sorts of things. So he actually was working on a project in Colorado, and so he moved here, and that way he's centrally located with for his kids. And it happened fast, but I don't regret anything. He's a good provider, a good man. And so yeah, and then everybody that found out that we got married was like, you didn't even know you were dating. No, I know. I didn't tell anybody. Because here's the thing, I was living in a toxic environment at the time as well, before I moved in the house I'm in now. And so I get chastised a lot, I get judged a lot, I get all the things, and so I didn't want that moment to be ruined for me. Then I found out in May that I got the history teaching position, but at the time I found out I couldn't say anything at that time, so I had to wait, and then I decided to wait until the school year. And it's a great career. It's not for everybody. I absolutely love all my students. We have drama like every other school does. But I care about progress. I care about learning skill sets, because I want them to be out in society being as successful as possible. Now, they may not like my way of doing things and all the things, but at the end of the day, when they leave my classroom in May, they're going to have the skill sets that they should have. And so I teach history, but I also teach ESL Spanish students English. I am bilingual for those who don't know. And then it's called junior high Spanish, but that's not really what it is. They do learn Spanish, like very, very basic Spanish skills, like hola, the days of the week, the months of the year. They're able to count all the things. So right now they're doing a project about India. I'm very excited about it. India is a very rich culture country, and they're learning about festivals in India. But I absolutely love teaching. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I never said it on social media, but I've always wanted to be a teacher. So when I got the opportunity to do that, I was very grateful for it. I had somebody try to end that before it even began and wasn't successful. That's in part 1 or part 2. So that brings me to the family. So I'm still being asked, hey, are you guys speaking? What's going on? Da 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 da. We are not speaking, and that was confirmed yesterday. So let me tell you what happened. So my husband and I went to Dollar General to get energy drinks, because that's what I live off of, and supper. And so I don't bother nobody. I don't go out of my way to upset people. I just go do my thing and, come home and spend time with my family, right? My husband and my dog. And so I hear my nephew's name. I didn't realize my nephew and his grandmother was in the store. I don't care if they are. It's a public place. I could care less. But then I hear his name, and then I hear it in this aggressive tone. Well, come on. And then my nephew's name. And I look at my husband and I'm like, what a heifer. Like, what? And so it just irritated me. And then she would say things that she normally wouldn't say really loudly, knowing that I could hear her. She would say those things like, oh, I just got approved for my new job. That I could care less. If it provides for your family and you're stable, congrats. Legit, no sarcasm. Congrats to you. Like, I want that for you. I want you to have peace and happiness and provide for your family. Like, that's important that you're able to do that. But what my issue is I'm getting the dirty stares. My nephew can't say hi, which I don't expect him to. He's 15. You could go about this a different way. If you really wanted to fix our situation, that was the wrong thing to do, because I was going to start that process of us talking about the situation, and you just ruined it because of the way that you handled things at the Dollar General, which is really petty on your part. And so we got in front of them and the checkout line. We just happened to be the first ones. And she's very passive aggressive. She always has been. And my husband and I were just having a talk, and just the sound of her voice is a trigger. And I don't mean that as like being funny. I sincerely mean that. As you guys know, I'm a huge advocate for mental health. I'm a huge advocate for the LGBT community, and they know this. And this is a very conservative county, and so being an ally is not something that it's silently not agreed upon. And that's part of the reason she doesn't want to talk to me, which is fine. Like, I generally don't care. But what I do care about is you're teaching the next generation that the way you're treating me is okay. Knowing full well, you're the reason this happened. And you're mad at me for something you did. I generally don't understand that. But you're being very petty. So any hopes that I had of reconciliation just went out the window. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. I'm not dealing with it. So I do miss my dad, but I'm not putting myself in that mental torture again. I just won't do it. So no, I don't speak to any family still. Do I regret my decision? No, I do not. Is it going to change? No, it's not, because at the end of the day, if she's in the picture, I won't exist. And for mental health, the health of my marriage and everything going on that's really good in my life, I'm just not gonna put up with it. So no, we don't speak. I don't plan on doing that anymore. I was going to, and then yesterday happened, and I'm like, I'm so over it. Congrats on her getting her new job. I can't even say I'm happy for her, but You know, if it helps provide for her family, then congratulations, I guess. I don't know. I'm just over it. So this is a fast version of my life update. I'll be doing some more in-depth videos when I'm not running late for work because it's 7:26 and my ride comes in 15 minutes. So I need to get dressed and finish getting ready for the day. Hope you guys have a blessed and fantastic Wednesday. And if you see them in public with my family, form your own opinion. Don't go off of me. Obviously, I can be very biased because of the situation that I'm in, that I was in, that I had been in. So don't go off of what I'm saying. If you like her as a person and you're friends with her, by all means, continue that. Like that, I don't mind that at all. Like, you guys have your own deal. And that's just not my reality. So, don't spread hate. Don't do any of that. That doesn't help the cause. That's not what I'm about. I don't speak to her, so there's nothing. I have a lot, but I have nothing at the same time to say to her. She is who she is never going to change, so I walk away. I'm okay, I promise you. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go. Hope you have a great day, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, guys.